And joining us now on the line is the head coach of the San Mig Coffee Mixers, the main man himself, Coach Tim Cone. Good evening, Coach Tim, and welcome to the Solar Sports Desk.
Hey, Gino. I'm always watching your program. I love it. Thanks. Thanks for inviting me on.
Thank you very much. Now, Coach, first of all, congratulations on the big win last night. Now, I got to ask you, though, after a grueling 7-game series, do you think there's going to be momentum entering the finals, or are you worried that you're a little bit fatigued going up a bruising rain or shine team?
Well, we are happy, to be alive and kicking and still fighting for a championship. That's for sure. And we do hope that we are able to establish some momentum going into the next game and through the series. But yeah, there is a real reality of us being, battling fatigue, and I think more on an emotional standpoint. The crowds were big and crazy, nearly 25,000 people in the stadium, and it was just a very emotional, Game 6 and Game 7, and so, it was tough for us, but, we'll get a good night's rest tonight, and, we'll come out and be ready to battle tomorrow.
Now, I have to ask you also about some of the games that you played against Rain or Shine earlier in the season during the elimination round. How much weight do you put into those games that you guys played against each other?
Well, they certainly, seem to have our number. I have to admit that. I mean, they really play us very, very well. Paul Lee just gives us fits, and Jeff Chance had big games, against us in the past. And, we played a finals championship last year with Marcus Blakely as our import and Cornley as theirs, and that went to 7 games. So there's no doubt, we know each other pretty well, but they did handle us rather easily in the 2 elimination games. So we're a little wary of them, and but we have some ideas, and we're just going to try to get them to be uncomfortable as the series goes along.
Now, Coach Yeng today said that you are a totally different team as when SMC was struggling to start the conference. Can you comment a little bit about how, I guess, things started falling into your favor, and now what the new challenge is entering the finals against Rain or Shine?
Well, ironically, we really hit the bottom of the pit when we played Rain or Shine in the second time we saw them. That was like when we were at our very, very worst. Our chemistry was in disarray. Our roles weren't quite sure what our roles were, and then, kind of after that game, and they smacked us around pretty good. It kind of woke us up a little bit, and that's when we started our comeback into the conference. I think we won 4 games in a row, but looking at that. And what's happened since that time is that I think that we've been able to develop a couple of our rookies, and Ian Sangalan and Justin Melton, and they have really impacted our second group and made us a much deeper team. And I think that's crucial against a team like Rain or Shine, who, has a long rotation of players. Everybody contributes, and their style really wears you down. So if you can come out with a good second group and they can impact the game, then I think you can compete with Raiders.
You did mention the bench, and let's touch base on this a little bit before I let you go, Coach. That bench of Rain or Shine, and it's very deep, plus the fact that Coach Yeng kind of likes to surprise you a little bit with certain mix and matches of players. Can you talk a little bit about the type of challenge it's going to take for you to go up against a pretty unpredictable lineup when it comes to who you're going to be seeing on the floor?
Yeah, they not only, play unconventional lineups, they also play unconventionally. Their guards do a lot of the post-up and dirty work inside, and they get to the boards real well, and their bigs, stay outside and drive to the paint and shoot threes, and Kinyahan and Belga. It's a difficult team to adjust to, when you're not used to playing them. You don't know who's going to be the guy that's out there hurting you. It could be a T.Y. Tang, it could be, one of the Tang, Chris Chu or Tang, or, even one of the rookies knew this. You just don't know who's going to hurt you game to game. And that unpredictability makes it very hard to to game plan and scheme, which is, natural things you do in a series, and that's why they're so difficult to play.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach Tim, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to need it.
Right,
but it's a long series. Hopefully, we'll get our bearings and get going and make a real good series out of this one.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, Gino.
And now joining us on the line is the head coach of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, the man who, I have to say, has a very nice haircut. Coach Yeng Guiao. Good evening, Coach, and welcome to the Solar Sports Desk.
Good evening, Gino, and thank you for the compliment on the haircut. I think we have the same haircut.
Yeah, we go to the same barber. Coach, are you thankful for the rest that the team has had so far, or do you think that rust could be a little bit of a problem for the Elasto Painters?
I'm really thankful for the rest. I don't think the 1 week break is really a big problem for us. We needed it, not just the physical rest, but more importantly, I guess, is the psychological or mental rest. We've had time to just clear our minds, our thoughts of the pressures in the semifinals against Petron. And I think that goes a long way, not just resting your body, but also resting yourself mentally. And we hope it's an advantage that we can take with us in the game tomorrow.
Now, SMC has a lot of versatile players with, I guess you can call them interchangeable parts, because a lot of their players can just pretty much take over the guy that they're subbing in for, and they can rotate their 3, 4, and 5 sometimes. Talk about how difficult it is to match up with a lineup like that.
It's a bit difficult, or it's really hard for us to match up against San Mig, basically because they're bigger than we are. In most positions, they're probably 2 or 3 inches taller than we are. And the problem now with San Mig Coffee is they've gotten deeper as Ian Sangalang and Justin Melton have matured in their game. They have complemented the veterans. Mark Baroka is playing his best basketball, and even Mark Pingris is doing the same. So they have gotten better, and they have gotten physically and mentally tougher with the series that they've had against Ginebra San Miguel. And I'm a little worried because they've withstood the pressures of that series, and I think it just toughened them up even more. And I'm not really sure if the 5-game series against Petron, difficult as it was as tough as the series that San Mig had to go through. But, we're still thankful we had to go through some adversity to get here. And this is really our second chance to win a championship in the All-Filipino from last year. We got swept by Talking Text last year, and we really want to erase that memory. And the best way to do that is to just give ourselves a really good chance in this series against San Mig.
Now, Coach Yeng, Coach Tim just said that it's pretty difficult to play against Rain or Shine because your big guys play on the outside and your little guys play in the post. So he finds it a little bit difficult to match up against that. What are your thoughts on how you guys, I guess, face each other in unconventional style basketball?
Gino, we just have to find ways to win and maximize the potential of the guys, because admittedly, we are not the most talented team. San Mig is probably more talented than we are. They have more scorers, more shooters. They're bigger. They have the experience. So we just have to find ways. And sometimes, you have to go through those lengths to be unconventional, to be unpredictable, just so you can make up for the lack of talent that our team has. So even the depth that we have, even the rotation that we have, it's not really because these guys are really more talented than other guys. It's just that they've been given the opportunity to prove themselves, and they've been trying to maximize on that opportunity that's been given them. So it's really a sense of destiny that we're looking for. We felt that we feel that we are 1 year smarter, 1 year wiser, 1 year more mature than when we first got here last year. And we've had some addition in personnel, the 3 rookies that we've had who are making contributions. So if you compare the team that got to the finals last year and this team that is in the finals now, we feel we're a little better. But San Mig Coffee is really impressive at this point. We still are trying to find ways how we can stop Mike Pingris at the post. The way he's been playing against Japet Aguilar and against Greg Slaughter, as big as those guys were, they weren't able to stop him at the low post. And our guys are just a lot smaller than those guys I mentioned. Yeah. Mark Baroka is playing not just scoring, but he's really setting up guys. Had 10 assists last night, and I feel that those 2 guys complemented PJ Simon and James Schaap. And the second unit coming off the bench is really a solid one. So those things are going to be our problems. Coach Tim Cone is really just trying to make himself the underdog, which he really is not. So we're probably the underdogs in this series.
I think both of you guys are, let's just say, equals entering the finals, in my opinion. Anyway, Coach, thank you very much for taking our call, and good luck.